in hopes that we can get some more information that will get us to the point that we could find Athena. It's heavy on our minds. Many of us have gone without sleep. So we're asking for the public's help and the media's help. And we also would ask that if you would put the information out to the citizens who live in that area, and we've talked to the Wise County Messenger already about this, that when they get home in that area, please go out and look at the outbuildings, look inside the outbuildings, in your barns, look through the brush, and just search your acreage that you have so that we can have that peace of mind that she's not in another place that we have not looked. The search is continuing. It's more of a spotted search now instead of the kind of grand search that you saw yesterday with all of those citizens. So with that, we would be glad to take questions.
Mr. Sheriff, has the family been previously known to the Wise County Sheriff's Office? Have they had previous calls to this house?
To my recollection, we've had no calls to that house, Andrew, so no. Any other questions?
Why is it transitioning to investigation and not search?
Well, it's been search and investigation. Now it's more so investigation and search because we've completed most of that search. It's covered that area that we need to cover, so we're still going to do some spot searching as information comes in. And as normally the case, the investigation then becomes the forefront because we've got a lot of people to interview. We've got the digital information that we need to be going through, so that takes up the investigative time. So we're spending more time now on the investigation than we were with search.
Do you have reason to believe that foul play is involved and or was issued at some point?
Yes.
When you didn't do that initially?
No, we actually did. We sent it out to DPS right away. And I think DPS must have some parameters on that so that they wait until there's some reason for cause or concern. And obviously there's reason for concern when the child has not been recovered in about 24 hours. So they put that out, and it doesn't necessarily mean we expect foul play, but we do understand that could be a possibility.
Could I add to that, Sheriff?
Yes, you can.
Will you step up on those microphones?
And please identify yourself as well for all of us.
Thank you so much.
I'm Craig Johnson. I'm Chief Deputy, Wise County Sheriff's Office. To add to what the Sheriff was saying into your question, the transition is in part due to the over 300 now people, men and women in different groups that volunteered because we were able to cover a vast amount of area, talk to tons of people more quickly than we would have without them. So we were able to go through a lot of different areas and aspects of a search type incident looking for Athena very quickly, check and recheck. And so now the mechanics of the situation, the investigation dictate that we keep moving into this next area. But largely it's due to the good work to the women and men who volunteered their time and came out and really looked hard.
Can you please explain what the next steps are? You mean that there's no searching, now it's investigating. Can you explain what's next and how it's going to be?
Well, it's not just an investigation. As the Sheriff said, it's transitioning to an investigation with a search. Leads still are being followed up on as they come in from leads that are developed via law enforcement or leads that are phoned in from different citizens or groups. But if we've checked and double checked and triple checked all of the things out in a typical grid search area, like what you largely saw yesterday, then we have to keep looking, we have to keep digging and following up on every lead. And it wouldn't be necessarily productive to have 300 people staged waiting to go search here and here and here and here.
Are you still asking volunteers to stay away from the scene and let law enforcement do it, or are you accepting the help of volunteers now?
We're asking that they stand down at the moment. There are some folks that come and volunteer. That is great. However, we struggle right now, again, thanks to the good work that was done yesterday by the 300 plus people on where to direct them.
Could you speak to the experience that either the office or you as individuals have with missing children, what that experience could play into and how maybe those instances have played out in the past?
Well, our chief deputy is retired from Grapevine PD. I'm a retired Texas Ranger. Been working in law enforcement since 1974. I think he's got about 30 years in law enforcement. I'm coming up on 50 years in law enforcement. We have encountered those investigations on many occasions. We find that if we solicit the support of the citizens as well as the other agencies who bring some expertise that we don't have, we're going to rely on them to make sure that we get everything done so that we can find out what happened to Athena, hopefully find her and bring her home alive and well. But again, I say that it's all about the possibilities, and we've got to look at everything.
Sheriff, can you talk about the conversations with the family? We know there's a couple different dynamics, mom from Oklahoma, stepmother and biological father here. Can you give us some insight as to how they must be feeling or conversations with them?
Both sides, the mother and the stepmother and the father, they have been very cooperative. The investigation, the interviews have been conducted by our Texas Ranger, our local Texas Ranger, and one of our investigators. And it has gone very well. We've got information that the first information that we had was, and for it may still be accurate information. The information that we had at first was that the mother and daughter had a little bit of an argument, which is not unusual for a 7-year-old and the stepmother. And the stepdaughter got upset. Athena got upset, and she walked away, as she has done in the past, but they expected she would come back. But she did not come back, and we obviously have been unable to find her.
Sheriff, where was the father during all of this?
The father was on his way to a deer hunting trip in South Texas, and she called him, and he turned around and came back. He was somewhere south of Fort Worth when he received that call.
Some of the neighbors told me that she, Athena, was to be going to Oklahoma, back to her natural mother, and that was to have occurred right about now. Is that so?
We have been told that. I'm not sure that it's so. Our investigators are at the front line. They may have a different idea on that, but we have been told that, and we do believe that probably is true, but we're not absolutely.
Perhaps that had something to do with the dynamic of the family that was going on at that time.
It's very possible. That's one of the possibilities. Yes, sir.
So the stepmother was the only adult at home at the time of her disappearance?
That's correct.
If you're in a public place, you hear the loud ringing for the Amber Alert, and almost everybody might just silence their phone
Right.
and maybe not even take a look. How important is it to just glance at it? Maybe you see a description of a car, maybe you see a description of something that could help.
Well, that's why we're so judicious about putting those things out. People have got to realize that that's an important issue when they hear that coming across their phone. And I've been in a restaurant when everybody gets them at the same time, almost like tornado warnings. And so it's important that they look at that, especially if it's in your geographic area. So many times they're in South Texas, and you get a little bit, I guess it becomes mundane because it's so far away. But in those that are close by, we would hope that everybody would look at it, and if they come up with some information that would be helpful, we in law enforcement would appreciate if they'd give us a call.
The fact that you guys have done such an exhaustive search in the immediate area around the home, and this is a 7-year-old who's presumably just on foot, what does that tell you about where she could be at this point?
Well, we are deeply concerned about that because it's been a long time. That first night it was 28, 29 degrees, and she wasn't dressed real warmly. We originally thought that she was wearing a plaid jacket, but in reality she was in a t-shirt with jeans and boots. So we have a lot of concern. The longer it goes, the more we're concerned. But even so, I'm an optimistic guy. Our chief is an optimistic guy, and we're trying to do everything we can to recover this child.
Do any of the homes in the area have external security cameras that may have picked up a passing vehicle?
We have checked on that, and we don't have any right there in that very area. There are no Ring doorbells along those lines. But even so, we're going to keep canvassing, and we sent out, and our DPS troopers helped us canvass every house, probably within a 5-mile radius. And there were some video opportunities, but those have not proven to be fruitful to this point.
We're live. If anyone's tuning in, could you repeat who and what we're looking for and where? just to
Who we're looking for?
surmise? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got some pictures here, some photographs of Athena that some of them we pulled off social media. So we'll pass these out to y'all before we leave. So that's Athena. She's 7 years old. I don't know exactly, Craig, do you know how tall she is?
I do not.
She's first grader, I think, as I was told.
I
But
think I saw that she was 4 feet tall on her mother's social media.
could be. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Other questions?
Are there particular pieces of evidence that you all might be looking for? We saw officers walking the side of the road some distance away from the home. Looked as though they were looking for something that might have been thrown out of a car or whatever there might be around the side of the road.
Craig, you want to come take that question? Behind the microphone.
To directly answer your question, any item of evidence is what those officers or deputies or troopers or volunteers would have been looking for. Anything that might have suggested that Athena might have been there or something associated with her might have been there. Anything we can find to help narrow down the who, what, when, where, how, and why of the investigation is what we're looking for. It might be a footprint, it might be a shoe, it might be hair, it might be any number of things. But as physical evidence goes, sometimes you just don't know what it is until you find it at times.
You mentioned of the outpouring of the community, the volunteers. What would you say to people? I know they're still wanting to help out in some way here locally. What would you tell them?
Those who want to help, they can still check in with us at the First Baptist Church in Cottondale. Our EMC is there to put their name on a list, and in the event that we do need some help, we encourage them to come on back so that we can do some more searching. But right now, we ask that those citizens at home, they check their own property, even if they're within 20 miles of that area. Let's just look at the property, see what's in your barn. Some of the people may not have been in their barn in a while. Look in their vehicles. So we ask everybody to do that, especially those who are in the vicinity. Brian, did I answer your question properly? Okay.
Do you have any registered sex offenders in that vicinity?
We do, and we have made contact with all of them, and that's one of the reasons the U.S. Marshals were assisting us early on.
And thus far, that's produced no reason to believe they might be responsible?
Not at this point, no, sir, but still, it's on the table. There's a possibility, but we don't see that as a direct lead right now. Anybody else? Any questions? Thank you all so much. We appreciate y'all being here. And if you would like the photographs here, we would be glad to pass some of these out.